With us now with more on this is Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Everybody in Washington has confirmed that's the name being bantered about. I can't confirm, unless you can confirm Paul Sperry's reporting. Let's just stick to the facts. But you have heard this person's name, correct? We won't mention it.
Yes, but the only person who can confirm this is Adam Schiff, because he's the individual who has met with him. And what's interesting, remember what Adam would say at the beginning, like the administration was going to hold this whistleblower back, that all this quid pro quo was in there. Then once the call came out and we saw the transcript where the president has done nothing wrong, nothing to be impeached, but now they won't bring the whistleblower forward, what does Adam Schiff have to hide? Once again, he's taken America through a nightmare because of his lies.
What we know is, because we know there was contact, that's a fact, with Schiff's office, that would mean he's compromised. Yes. That would mean he lied yet again, like he's lied for the last 3 years. How could anybody allow this man to run any investigation? He's a fact witness.
He is a fact witness, and in our judicial system, a fact witness cannot be a prosecutor. And what we'll vote on tomorrow will not only make Adam Schiff a fact witness, a prosecutor, a judge, and a jury. He has stopped people, witnesses, from answering questions. So he objects. But then when he objects for them to answer the question, he's the judge who rules whether they should answer the question or not. He should actually send these witnesses a legal bill because he's also their attorney. And he's the only one who's picking the witness. Nowhere in our judicial system would we ever allow this. If this was in a court of law, there would be a mistrial right now based upon what these Democrats have done and the way they've treated this, all these facts. It is the fruit of the poisonous tree. This would all be thrown out. But only in Nancy's house do we write all new laws, and you get no due process,
well,
and you're guilty.
Let me ask you this. We know the IG identified this guy as political. We know that this isn't really this is a hearsay whistleblower, not even a whistleblower. We know that the Attorney General has exonerated the president of any wrongdoing. But more importantly, here's what we also know. We have the transcript. The transcript, to me, not only exonerates the president, but it shows the president, because we know from a Ukrainian court in Politico that, in fact, they did interfere in our 2016 election. I thought Democrats cared about that. We know the president was doing his job. In other words, faithfully executing the laws. We know that Joe Biden admits on tape to a real quid pro quo. Either you fire this guy or you're not getting the $1 billion. That would be a quid pro quo. We know Hunter Biden had no experience in Ukraine, oil, gas, energy at all, but he got paid millions. How do you dismiss investigating that? How do you dismiss the compromised Adam Schiff and the IG report saying the non-whistleblower is compromised?
You know, if you ask the American public, they want to see Hunter actually investigated because he got paid and there was an action taken. Now, all your viewers have to understand what Adam Schiff has lied to us about and why the president has done nothing wrong. They had a phone call on July 25th. The money was sent on September 11th. Ukraine did nothing for the money to be sent forward. So there is no quid pro quo. So why are we carrying through this? You know why they continue to keep it in intel and not judiciary? Because Nadler is a failure and Schiff is a fraud and is willing to lie to the American public. They are taking a vote tomorrow. Yeah. And no Democrat should vote for that because they're going to try to justify all the actions he's already taken, and they've never even read one transcript. How could you vote on something for that? Is there anything you can do as House Majority Leader? Well, I'm Minority Leader, but...
I'm sorry, yes. House Minority Leader. Well, you'll soon be Speaker, hopefully.
We soon, yes.
But is there anything you have in your arsenal that you could do with your entire caucus to make a statement and stop this tomorrow?
Well, you've watched what we've done time and again, and we will continue to fight every step of the way. But at the end of the day, we live in a rule of law, and 218 is the rule of law inside this floor. What needs to really happen is not just us, but the American people needs to join with us. If you believe that America is more than a country, that you have to have due process, pick up your phone now. Call those Democrats and ask them, what is the impeachable offense? Why can you vote and not have due process where Republicans have given it to Democrat presidents presidents, and Democrats have given it to Republican presidents. Why today is different? Why are you putting this country through it? And worst of all, we are now about 1 year away from a new election. And then the Democrats do not trust the American people to make this decision? They think they are smarter than the American people? Thank you.
We'll be watching tomorrow.